If we made a budget together a few months ago, then it's time for a budget review. A budget review will allow you to keep tabs of all of the numbers in your budget. Have you ever heard someone say something like, I don't even know how much comes into my account, neither do I know when money leaves my account? How can that be possible if you have a budget? If you are on this table, then this video is for you, because it is not normal for you to have an account and you do not know everything that goes in or out. You have to keep tab, you have to be responsible financially, and that's why I am making this video for you. The first thing is to make a budget, and I made a very simple video that will show you how to make a budget. I even showed you how to keep a very simple budget without having to make the budget from scratch. If you have missed any of these videos, then be sure to go back to watch it. If you've not and you're already making a budget, then let us review our budget together. If you are new here, then you are absolutely welcome. Be sure to click the subscribe button below. Also click the notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified whenever I put up an interesting and informative video such as this. To my old subscribers, thank you for always coming back. Do not forget, always share my video, give me a thumbs up, it encourages me, and you should recommend my video to more people that want to know more about what I talk about. Having said this, let's delve into today's video. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Veronica, and in my channel I talk about everything self-development, finance, and my lifestyle in general. If you do not already have a budget, it's not too late. You can join the train and then come back to watch this video for your budget review. Let's start by defining what a budget review is. A budget review is an assessment of your budget to ensure that everything in it aligns with your financial goals and plans. So if you started a budget and you just put in all of the expenses, you put in all of your income, your investment, there are things you have to do to ensure that you are still on track so that you can make more informed decisions. It helps you track and also allows you to make the necessary adjustments on your finances. I'll be sharing with you 10 ways to review your budget, things to check out for, things to include, things to improve on, so that you can always keep track of your finances and be in line with your financial goals. The first thing to review on your budget are your expenses. This is the time where you ensure that all of the expenses are captured in your budget. The budget on one hand will help you to see the difference between your income and your expense. This will allow you to know the part of your income that is going out to other important things such as savings, investments, emergency funds, and the likes. But if you are not capturing your expenses in your budget, then you'll be getting a wrong figure or wrong evaluation of your financial status. So one review that you must always do is to go back, ensure that you have captured in all your expenses, everything you spent money on, both fixed expenses and variable expenses, they are all captured in. This is the time where you can download your statement of account or go through all of your receipts and compare it with what you have on your budget. If they are the same, then you're fine. If not, ensure that you update your budget to reflect all of your expenses. Now let's move on to the second check for your budget, and this would be your savings check. At this point, you have to determine whether or not you are meeting up with your savings. After ensuring that all of your expenses have been captured, the next thing to go check is your savings. I have mentioned in one of my videos where I talked about savings and investments. You shouldn't take what is left from your income after you have deducted your expenses and bills as your savings. You should have a goal for your savings and then take that out before you now fall back on what you have left for your other expenses. Make sure that you watch that video if you really want to be committed into savings and investments, because this is how you can grow your money and allow your money work for you. Now it's time for you to check if you have been meeting up with the savings goal that you set for yourself. If you have, then that's good. You can decide on whether you want to remain on that saving goal or if you have the capacity to increase the savings goal for the next couple of months. If you have not, then the more checks we're going to be having will allow you to determine where you can cut from in order to ensure that you are meeting your savings goal. The next thing to review on your budget will be your bills. What bills do you have? What bills have you incurred along the line even since you started keeping a budget? Which bills can you cut out from? I recently made a video on how to improve your savings, and I believe that this video will help you to know things that you can cut out from on your bills to ensure that you are only paying the bills that are very important to you. So review your bills, ensure also that you have a date assigned to each bills, just so you do not fall into the trap of paying your bills late. After reviewing your bills, ensure that you are not in debt. If you have bills that are keeping you in debt, then it's time to do something about it. It's either you work towards increasing your income or you reduce your expenses, and that is why we are having a budget review. Also on bills, ensure that you set reminders to pay all of your bills. Make sure that you monitor it as often as you can. The next thing to check on your budget will be your investment. Do not tell me that you are not already investing. If you are not, then this is the time to start considering it, because savings alone will not take you into financial freedom. I have mentioned this in my video where I talked about savings and investment. Investment should be considered because it allows your money work for you. However, you must be looking at a long-term plan before you decide that you're going to go into investing. So if you think that you just want to put in your money, invest it for 3 months, then it is not for you. If you already have investment, this is the time for you to review, check the progress of your investment. Is your investment growing? Is it reducing? These are the checks you should do consistently to see the progress of your investment. The fact that your investment is not growing at an exponential pace doesn't mean that it is not doing well. That is why I mentioned patience and long-term when I initially mentioned investment. So you have to be patient and you have to be ready to see your money work for you in the long term. But just ensure that you keep all your investments in check. Do not miss out on anyone. Do not leave anyone just to run on its own without always checking. Make sure that everything is included in your budget. The next review you have to do if you have a budget is your credit score check. This is to ensure that you are not overspending on your credit cards, you're not outmaxing them, you are not spending more than you should spend, and you are ensuring that you make all of your repayments at the right time. Most credit cards would have interest charges if you exceed the timeline that was set for you to pay back your credits. These are the things that you should always check. And if you have to set a reminder to ensure that you do not exceed the payment period for your credits, then you should do so. Ensure that you are also following the rules of the credit company that you are using so that you are not caught out of any benefits or affected when your credit score is required for any purchase or for any important reference to your credit score in the future. Next check to have on your budget is debt. And I'll say that you should only have debt if you have no other options at all. But let's assume that you have some debts that you have to pay, for example, mortgage, your student loan, or any debts that you have in your name and should be paid either monthly, quarterly, yearly. Then this is the time to prioritize them. Have the mindset of paying out your debts as fast as possible. Ensure that you do not miss out on payments so that you do not attract extra interest. Ensure that you do not lose track of your debts as well. Also ensure that you work towards reducing all the debts that you have. This will help you to focus on more important things in your life if you're able to pay out your debt and get yourself debt free. Next thing to focus on when you're reviewing your budget are the receipts that you've kept, or the mindset of keeping important receipts. Some receipts are useful for you to refer to them. Some of them are useful for you to use to claim benefits, for example, guarantees. Some receipts are also useful for you to ensure that you are able to calculate the right amount of tax that will be deducted from you. So know this kind of receipts, know this kind of documents, know these kinds of statements so that you keep track of them and ensure that you include all of these deductions in your budget. Having done all of these reviews, the last set of things you want to do to complete your review would be to assess your financial goals. See if you have been meeting up to the goals that you set for yourself financially, and see if you need to adjust them or make them much more realistic for you. This is why the review is very important. It will allow you to know if all of the financial goals you set for yourself is not realistic, if you're meeting up to them, how long it will take for you to meet them, and it is at this time that you can decide whether or not to change these goals or not. The only important thing is for you to be realistic with yourself, because it is more important for you to achieve your goals than to just set them without achieving them. So it's at this point that you reassess all of the goals that you have for yourself financially and ensure that you review and change them if you need to change them, so that when you'll be having your next review, you are working towards the goal that you want to achieve for yourself. Another thing you want to do is to plan your tax as well. If you are earning from a 9-to-5 job, or you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, or if you have side hustles, all of which require you to pay tax, then this is the time where you want to review your tax and plan it. Ensure that you understand all the basic requirements and that you are not being deducted for unnecessary charges. Ensure that you are also remitting all of the tax that you need to remit so that you are not being fined for what you do not know about. So do a tax review, do a tax plan, and ensure that you have all the required knowledge about your tax and everything that it entails. The final thing that you have to review on your budget will be your emergency fund. An emergency fund is different from your saving or investment. It is the fund you keep aside for emergencies, just like the name depicts. Things that you do not foresee, things that happen all of a sudden, just like having your car break down in the middle of the road, or you having to buy an unexpected asset because the old one you were using just packed up all of a sudden and you didn't have the budget to get another one. Then this is where the fund will come from. Review your emergency budget. If you already do not have one, then you have to set one up at this point so that you are not stranded when you find yourself in the midst of an unforeseen circumstance. If you have one already, this is the time to review whether or not what you have is enough. If you had an unexpected situation where you have to spend from this fund, this is the time for you to decide to either replace it or save towards getting your emergency fund to the exact position where you want it to be. All in all, the goal is to ensure that you are not stranded or that an unexpected expense sneaks up on you when you are not prepared. If you're able to do all of this and do it consistently, you can do it as often as you want. You can do it quarterly. You can even do it biannually, just to ensure that after making your budget, things do not just appear all of a sudden and you're not questioning why they are there. If there is a sudden spike in a particular expense, there should be a note or reason to back that up. And there should also be monitoring on that to ensure that it doesn't go past the level that you want it to go. This is the benefit of having a review of your budget. If you have not already made your budget, this is the best time to. I'm going to advise you to take your time to make one. I am going to be putting in the link that will show you just how to make the simple budget for you to track all of your expenses so that you can work towards achieving a more healthy financial life. If you've seen this video to this end, thank you so much. I would encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already subscribed. Click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. Also, give me a thumbs up, share my video, engage with me, and let's continue to grow as a community. If you have any finance related question, please drop it in the description box below. Also, if you have any video ideas for me, make sure that you drop it for me in the comment section below and I'll attend to them at my earliest convenience. Thank you once again for watching this video to the end. See you in my next video. Bye.